Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in. If you're looking to eat like a king or queen anytime soon, then you're in the right spot. Today we're making Kotlet Schabowy. We also like to call this King's Dinner or Królewski Obiad. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use that pork loin, do some breading on both sides. We're gonna serve that next to some pan-fried potatoes and a cauliflower with the breadcrumb chopping. So stay tuned if you're looking to make some delicious King's dinner the Polish style for you or for your family. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining. This is the Polish Express. I'm your host, Bartek Szajbi, as well as home cook. I specialize in Polish cuisine along with a nice variety of vegetarian recipes. Today, we're going back to our origins, what I grew up eating. This is actually such a classic in the household. We're having Schabowy for obiad and everyone's happy just because it's one of those go-tos that everyone enjoys. Maybe not be the healthiest side, although this is quite delicious and it can be put together in 30 minutes. So I'm going to bring you guys over the top and let you guys know what I got going here. I did all my mise en place and I prepared everything just so it's less work for me here when I'm filming. So I'm gonna give you guys a little quick POV shot and we'll get right into the cooking. So welcome to my kitchen. As you can see, it may be a little messy in here, but no biggie. Starting off, here we got some pork loin. I bought a big pork loin from Sam's Club and then cut it into these about inch slices. We got a mallet here because we're gonna be beating those. 2 eggs, some Polish breadcrumbs. Then we got a pan to cook the cutlets on, as well as our mushrooms here soon. We got a whole bunch of potatoes that I chopped up earlier. And we're just going to boil those for about 20 minutes. And then finally here, we got a nice cauliflower head that we're going to boil. And we're going to do a breadcrumb chopping. I got a 3-to-2 ratio. So I got 120 grams of butter and 80 grams of breadcrumbs here. So I think it's time to get our potatoes rolling. Put those over a high heat, as well as our cauliflower water here. Gonna bring that to a boil. Voila. Make sure to get your water salted. So we're just gonna add some salt here. And then we're gonna add our salt here. Alrighty, let's get into this whole Schabowy deal, and I'll show you guys how to make this at home. Alrighty, we're here with the pork cutlets. Actually, we got the pork loin here. It's a little too thick for our liking, so in order to tenderize it, we're going to use the bigger side of the mallet here. Fun task for the kids or for someone else if they're annoying you in the kitchen. Tell them go beat the Schabowy. So we're just going to give this a nice beating to thin it out. I don't mind leaving the fat cap in here. It gives it a little extra flavor, and if someone does like the fatty parts, you know, it's there for them to enjoy. So we're just repeating this process with all 4 of our pork chops. This is a recipe for 4 people. I have a family of 4, and this is going out to a family of 4. The serving style is going to be kind of a family style. I like to put the cauliflower in the middle of the table and let everyone grab from it. Although for Instagram and social media reasons, you know, we got to present it looking it pretty nice because we do eat with our eyes online, as you know. We got all of our pork loins tenderized and beaten thin. Now we're just going to crack these 2 eggs into this shallow bowl. I like to use this bowl just because it's nice and shallow and thin, and it's easy to dip our Schabowy's in it. There we go. We're going to give this a light whisk. Alrighty, let the fun begin. Everyone does this differently. Although the way I do it is we just got plain old breadcrumbs here, Polish breadcrumbs. We're going to dip our cutlet in. Give that a nice Go into the eggs now. I like to keep one hand for the eggs, one for the breadcrumbs. There we go, back into the breadcrumbs. Give it a nice shake. And then we're all Gucci. Then we have our first Schabowy breadcrumb, egg, breadcrumb, and we're all ready. So I'm going to do that with the final three. Our water's boiling here, so we're going to add in our cauliflower. I measured the water beforehand, just so it doesn't overflow. You can do the same if you'd like. Now that's going to go for about 10 to 15 minutes. You can eat cauliflower raw, although we're looking for a nice tender where you can just slice it with a fork and it's no biggie. So that's the reason that we're boiling it, and I'll get back to you guys here very shortly. Over here you could see our potatoes are getting cooked. Those are going to take about the same as the cauliflower, 10 to 15 minutes. Since they are pre-cubed, that'll go by quick. I'll catch you guys in a few minutes. Cauliflower is going to be sitting in the same spot, so every here and there, just give it a little move so we don't get any dry spots. Same with our potatoes. Just going to give them a stir so we don't have anything sticking to the bottom of the pan. And then here, that's fine if the butter melts. We're going to brown the butter before we add in the breadcrumbs. So now we're just going to wait till these two are done boiling, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, we got the pan over medium-high heat here. I'm using some avocado oil. I've been kind of trying to go away from the vegetable oils or the seed oils, so I'm kind of more on the health-conscious side. Here we need enough avocado oil to coat the bottom of the pan. So that should about do it. If you're ever worried about if your pan's hot enough, add a little bit of water and it'll sizzle. Also, a hot pan means the oil is very liquid, can move around easily. So we're over medium-high heat, and we're gonna start these Schabowy. 4 fits into the pan perfect, so that's what we're gonna do. We want to hear that sizzle. That's so important. There's that. And it looks like we're only actually going to get 3 in here. So that's what we're going to do. And it's been 3 minutes. Let's give them a look. That is definitely ready. And give the other ones a flip too. Bam. Obviously you can see some sides of the pan are a little hotter. So that's just something you should be aware of when you're cooking. As you can see, I have this center panel, so I can't move this more to the right. I mean, it is movable, like that. So now if we put that more in the middle, we'll get more of an even browning like we're looking for. 2.5, 3 more minutes, and these bad boys will be ready. Going on to our other things, actually, our potatoes to the fork are ready. And our cauliflower here too, actually, is tender to the fork, which is what we're kind of looking for. Bam. So we'll get right to those in a second. I'll get right back to you guys. Alrighty, for our cauliflower here, get you a handy dandy tool. You can dump this on the edge of the sink. That is a little bit dangerous, so we're going for a little bit more of the safer version. I got this pasta scooper. We're going to let it drain as much as we can. And I got this plate over here. So we're just going to pop it to the plate and let it cool. And while it's cooling, we'll get onto our butter breadcrumb topping. Already 3 minutes are up on the Schabowy. As you can see, she's ready. Got a plate over here that I'm going to be doing one plate on, and the family gets the rest. Ooh. here we go. Final Schabowy going in. Make sure to get the oil underneath nice so she doesn't stick. And then we're gonna come over here. About to turn that burner on to a medium heat. We're gonna let that butter melt. And then we're gonna add our breadcrumbs here. So get back to you in about 2 to 3 minutes once that butter just begins to brown. Our potatoes are done getting cooked, so I'm just gonna drain these in the sink. And we're gonna leave them in the pan to let that moisture evaporate, because later we're gonna take these boiled potatoes and fry them up, because I guess frying's where the flavor's at. Maybe not where the health's at, but that's where the flavor's at. Into our brown butter here, we're gonna add a little bit of dried parsley. And then some dried oregano. When you add dry herbs into something like this, you get more flavor out of the fresh herbs. You want to add your fresh herbs more towards the end. Alrighty, that's at a beautiful boil. Now we're about to add our breadcrumbs. Alrighty, butter's looking nice. Breadcrumbs are going in. Give it a little natural incorporation here. Let me get a rubber spatula. The spoon will work. Just gonna let those combine. Bring that up to a boil again. And we'll loosen up. Alrighty, that's boiling nice. Finally, some fresh parsley. Nice and loose in the pan. Let us stir in. Alrighty, look at that. It's all ready. I'll bring a cauliflower here. Go over the top. Back over to our frying pan. We got that leftover oil. We're going to add in some mushrooms. I usually go for portobellas. These were pre-sliced, they were in the fridge. It's gonna go on the top of our Schabowy. You can hear that sizzly goodness. We're gonna give these like a minute on the first side. A little saute. We're looking for mallet browning. 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, and those mushrooms will be ready for the topping. I like the way that these mushrooms are looking. We're just gonna give them a little bit of salt, some black pepper, and finally, a Polish staple, Maggi, lovage. That's what it's made out of. And this is right at the end. We're gonna give them a splash, kind of gonna deglaze the pan, and also give that umami flavor to the mushrooms. So that should do. Smells so good. And there we have it. Our mushrooms are ready to get topped on top of our Schabowy right here. I have a few. Alrighty, final step, avocado oil. Same pan. Can use the flavors that we have in there. High heat. And we're gonna give these boiled potatoes a nice fry. Let them go for the first 2 minutes without really moving the pan. That is a common mistake in the kitchen. People are messing around too much, moving everything. Just let it do its thing. Let it chill in the oil, get that browning. That's where the flavor's at. Already 2 minutes done. Hit these with some salt, some black pepper, and I also got some dill here, common ingredient in Polish cooking. This is frozen. Well, bam. before we give this a mix. Add that to the top. Some of that got nice crispiness. Touch more oil. Avoid any sticking. We'll give those 2 more minutes. Alrighty, it is time.
Remember, don't touch the pan, let the browning occur.
It's done. Already just got a light crust on those potatoes. That's all we're looking for. Finish off this meal with some carbs. Alrighty, and there we have it for you guys. Królewski obiad schabowy with some portobello mushrooms, cauliflower with the butter breadcrumb topping, and some boiled and quickly browned potatoes with dill. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this week's episode. Królewski obiad, pork chops with some potatoes and cauliflower. I hope you guys enjoyed, and for time's sakes, I didn't do a pan sauce, but with the leftover oil that we get from the schabowy, that's a great opportunity to do a nice pan sauce. For example, maybe a mustard sauce over that schabowy and mushrooms. That's something that we can get into in a farther video. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the Polish Express if you're new to the channel. Give this video a big thumbs up. Drop in the comments if I did anything wrong or if you believe in anything, something else. Feel free to hit me with some questions, some new Polish cuisine ideas if you're looking for any of that. And thanks again, and I'll catch you guys next time.